Hey, what's going on, Atlanta Falcon fan? I got a quick fan question. Miss Kiera, possible man, she wants to know: is it possible that the Falcons could get Michael Parsons? And this is $1 million question. And honestly, you can go to Dirty Bird Central on YouTube. Me and my boy Kev did a video on this a couple of months ago, and we talked about it because honestly, Dallas is down to their last resort when it comes to superstars. They gave most of their cap space to a wide receiver and a quarterback, and neither one of them to me are top 10 at each position. So they have to make do with what's going on. At the same time, they got to rebuild because guys like Zach Martin, who's 34, is breaking down. They just lost another guard or slash tackle, Tyron Smith, last year. So they have a little bit of rebuilding to do, and I think Michael Parsons is going to be the odd man out. And it's crazy because he was a former first round pick that has put up major numbers since he's been in the league. 52 and a half sacks to be exact. And honestly, last year with 12 sacks was his fewest in his career. He had 13, 13 and a half, 14, and then 12 Pro Bowl every single season since being drafted. And this is what is mind boggling to me. When the last time the Dallas Cowboys had a defensive player that could wreck hell like that? And we're talking about DeMarcus Ware well over a decade ago. So when it comes to that, and then you have Deron Bland who has to be paid. Um, I mean, they have so much that they have to do, man. Michael Parsons just may, and he's already said, he could see himself on another team on his podcast. So, what would the Falcons have to do to make this happen? You might not want to hear it, but as me and Kev said it, you might have to think about guys like Grady Jarrett. You have to restructure contracts. You have Drake London coming up soon. Um, Dave Onyemata would be an even break, I think. And one thing that they could do is re-sign Jesse Bates and instantly make cap space because he's on the last year of his deal, and I would love to see Jesse Bates finish his career in Atlanta. And honestly, AJ Terrell would love it because he helps AJ Terrell tremendously. Y'all saw AJ get 2 interceptions last year. Could have had about 4 or 5 with drops. So I think Michael Parsons on the Atlanta Falcons just makes a lot of sense, and I think they should do whatever it takes to go get him. Um, you have a first round pick at number 15. I would take Michael Parsons, who's still only 25 years old. I would, risk that first round pick for this year and possibly next year because honestly, they could just get by one because he's on a 5 year. His deal is $24 million, and you bring him in and you re-sign him to a long-term deal. That saves cap space. So all they will have to do is just restructure some contracts, be willing to get up trade assets, and honestly, you probably could trade Grady to Dallas for Michael Parsons and that first round pick, or you could trade another asset in return because, like I said, Dallas, the only person that's off limits on that offensive line to me, well, two people. I would say Matt Bergeron and Chris Lynch in the guards. Anybody else up for debate. McGarry, 2 years left on his deal, but not a lot of guaranteed money. You could trade him. I mean, so it's so many moves that they can make to make this happen. But honestly, they have to wait to see what the new league year brings because they're $11 million up under the salary cap, well, over the salary cap, $11 million over. So you would have to go out possibly look at getting that 20 to $30 million cap space, restructuring contracts, and voila, you could probably push the cap number up to about 50 million with the right restructuring and the right moves, and re-sign a couple of players. So they could do it. Should they? I absolutely think so. Kiera, it could happen. But Atlanta Falcon fans, tell me what y'all think. Drop those comments. Let's debate. Let's have fun as always. Y'all know how we do it on the Sports Machine. It's your boy Antoine Smithy Smith. I will holler at y'all later, man. Peace.